Today we're talking about VA financing here with Kirstin, Ebert. We're going to talk about why VA financing is actually the best financing to accept as a seller. So first, what does VA stand for?
The VA is the Veterans Administration, and I often hear my sellers say, should we accept this VA loan? I heard it's going to be more difficult to close.
Right, and that's the myth we want to dispute. What are some of the advantages? What's kind of the first advantage to accepting a VA offer?
Well, actually, the veteran is so qualified and they have an entitlement, right? And usually the veterans deals close faster than the average loan. Less underwriting criteria because they're qualified up front and the government's guaranteeing that loan.
What would be number two?
There's actually a higher closing rate. VA loans make it to the closing table more often than either conventional or FHA or rural development.
I love that. And then what would be number three?
Tidewater. Do you know about Tidewater? So Tidewater gives the veteran and their agent and the listing agent the option to weigh in on the comparables that the appraiser is using for the home. So if the appraiser hits a sticking point and they think the value is going to come in low, they notify all parties involved and everyone can participate by providing comps, and they'll offer up a reconsideration of value.
Yeah, versus something like conventional or FHA, what happens is the appraisal just shows up low, right? And so what doesn't get the opportunity, then you have to go and submit for a reconsideration at that point, which basically is getting the appraiser to admit that they made some type of mistake, which is a lot harder than upfront providing additional data to get them to where they're at. They're raising their hand saying, we need help, versus in the other one, you have to get them to admit that they did something wrong. What would be the next one?
Well, oftentimes a veteran has increased purchasing power. As part of their entitlement, they are able to, generally speaking, get a 0% down loan. And that keeps a little bit more in the veteran's pocket to do other things with, like guaranteed appraisals, maybe take on some repairs that a house might need after closing.
And then what would be the last one?
It's the opportunity to honor those who serve, right? And these are veterans that have served our country and should be able to achieve the dream of homeownership.
Yeah, I think that's why we want to put out this video, is we believe that a lot of agents and sellers aren't educated to understand that actual VA financing is the best financing to accept, and our veterans get unfairly punished because the education level isn't there to understand that it's actually the best financing to accept. So if you get an offer on your home and it has VA financing behind it, that's the one to prioritize. Thank you.